What's going on? So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact number one hire that you should make in your business right now if you don't already have one. This is the single hire that's been the most important for me. It took my business from nothing to something, put me on the board, and if I didn't have this, I wouldn't have a business right now. So I'm going to walk you through the number one hire that you need to be making if you haven't already made it, and that hire is a setter. And so what we're going to be talking about today is the number one hire, again, that you need to be making in your business. So who is this for? This is for high ticket online service-based business owners. So if you're low ticket, this may work, but probably won't. This is for high ticket online service-based business owners. This also includes coaching, anything like that as well. People who are looking to scale. If you're looking to stay the same, you need to get off of here. You need to go back to watching whatever you were watching on your computer. You don't need to be watching this video. It's not going to be valuable for you. So go ahead. If you don't want to scale, just click off this video now. It's going to be a complete waste of time for you. But if you are looking to scale, this video, I promise, will be super valuable for you. And then the other thing is people who are tired of just being in the DMs all day, right? Like if you are in the DMs all day, if you're sending outbound yourself, if you're tired of that, I was tired of that too. I almost quit my entire business because of that. If you are also tired of that, you need to get out of those DMs. You need to get back into the move of actually not doing that yourself. Get rid of the low leverage tasks, put those tasks into your hands, and actually get a setter. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today, we are talking about what is an appointment setter, right? An appointment setter is that key hire that you should make in your business. It's going to greatly impact your business's growth. As the name suggests, appointment setters are responsible for scheduling appointments between your sales team and your potential clients. They go out, they book appointments for you on your behalf for your prospects so that you can serve them, right? That's what they do. They not only are going to save your time, they're going to save your sales team's time. So if you have a sales team, if you have closers, you're going to have them they're going to have more time to spend on you, to spend on actually closing deals, right? They'll be able to ensure that the leads are qualified, right? So these people should be qualifying your leads. They should be following up with your leads. They're going to result in more sales, more revenue, more money in your pocket so you can impact the world. That's the ultimate thing here. So if you're still sending cold outbound yourself, you are wasting your time on low leverage tasks. You shouldn't be doing that yourself anymore. So the job for us is now going to be to go get a setter. Their job is going to be to go into your account, put calls on your calendar, to really go out there and take the appointment setting side of it out of your hands. So that way you can focus on tasks that are worth more for you and your business, right? A setter is nothing without trainings, SOPs, and KPIs. So this is a big point right here. They are nothing without those things. So you shouldn't have KPIs. You should have key performance indicators. Those are saying things like, hey, you should be sending 200, 300 outbound a day. You should be sending certain metrics. You want to give them metrics that they need to hit. You also want to give them SOPs. You want to give them a, not script, but framework. Take the word script, take that, throw it out. It's a terrible word. Don't ever use the word script around me or I will fire you or I will get rid of your ass. Get out of here with that word script. Script is not a real word. Framework is the word that we use. Framework. We would need a framework. This means that we are going to act like a human. We're not just going to copy paste because that's why you can't make any sales. Acquisition comes down to a few things. You have to be doing the things that other people aren't doing if you want to get the result other people aren't getting. The average American is poor. They're in debt. They have no financial freedom. They have no hope of financial freedom. And so if you don't want to be like that, if you want to escape the matrix, you need to be doing the highest leverage tasks for your business. So essentially that's what is an appointment setter. Now, why do you need one, right? A lot of people say, well, I can do this myself. You can do it yourself. There's thousands of things that you have on your plate that you can also do yourself. But you most likely don't have 8 to 9 hours a day to spend on sending outbound or responding to DMs. And you don't want to have to spend that time there. And most likely you're not spending that time there, right? You're not focused on that task. So if you're not focused on that task, you need to bring in someone who's specialized in it, who's actually focused in on that task, who can get you better results than you can get yourself. Now you might say, well, I can't get results with a setter because I do it better myself. They're never going to be good as me. You're probably right. Setters are not always going to be as good as you, but what a setter will do is take your place and be able to give you more leverage on your time. And that's what we're looking for ultimately. So again, if you can find someone who's specialized in it, they can focus all of their attention in on that one thing, right? Now here we can see, obviously, this is like a graph, right? And I'm going to turn my face cam off real quick so that you can see this. This is very, very important, this graph here, right? So if you can't understand this graph, essentially what we're talking about is that we have this one line here. These are basically two people, right? Think of this as your brain. If you put all of your attention into one task, you're going to be much further down the road than the person who splits their focus amongst 5, 10, 20, thousands of tasks, because you're going to be able to focus, go all in on you, on your client, on whatever it is, on appointment setting in this case. If you go all in on one thing and you can focus on one thing, you're going to get better results. The person who just scatters their attention over everything never gets any results because they're so focused on figuring out how they're going to eat their next meal, right? You don't want to do that. You want to be able to have your attention on one thing so that you can focus and so that you can actually get results. And so the kind of goal here is to make money and impact the world, right? That's our ultimate goal. And if we want to do that, we have to be focused. We have to make sure that we are focused on the highest leverage tasks, which in most cases is content. It's not appointment setting. It's not slaving away in the DMs. The highest leverage task in most cases is money, right? The only thing that's low leverage is not making money. So if it's no setter or, get a setter, I'd recommend that you get a setter. But not getting a setter is an option. You're going to have to do this yourself. But if you can get a setter, I highly recommend it. Right? This is the number one hire. This is the highest or the lowest leverage task is just sitting in the DM slaving away all day. So if you can replace that with a setter or somebody to do it for you, you're going to be a lot better off than you are right now. So as we can see, you can't do either if you don't have people to contact or contact with many people, right? You can't make money. You can't impact the world. If you don't know anybody, your network's your net worth. That's what they've been saying recently. And so if that's what, your mission is, to get a large network and you want to get a net worth, you have to get a network. And the easiest way to do that is through DM setting, right? Change happens through the individual. So the individual changes the world, right? When one person changes, the people around them start to change. And when those people start to change, people around them start to change. Now we've impacted society. Now we've impacted the world. And so if we can't go out and send individual DMs, right? One-to-many content works very well. But what works even better is when we can go out, specialize with the individual and help the individual grow. And so that's our goal, right? Change happens through the individual, right? So if your goal is to impact the world, you have to be, changing through the individual. You have to be contacting people, right? No calls equals no money. So if you don't want any money, don't book any calls. Don't worry about this. You can click off this video now. I already told you that earlier. As you can see here, we have a picture of a soup kitchen, right? This lady's serving some spaghetti, got some baguettes. This dude looks pretty happy, soup kitchen. Who is more valuable to this soup kitchen? This lady here that's working here, scooping up the spaghetti, giving the dude a baguette. Who's more valuable, that lady or the dude who wrote the check to build the soup kitchen, right? Without money, you can't impact the world. And so if you want to leave the world a better place than you brought the world, or if you want to leave the world a better place than you came into it, this is what you need to do. You need to get your bread up, not just baguettes. We're talking real money. You got to get that dough. You got to go get that paper so that you can fund and get the money, so that you can get not just meals for everybody else, but meals for yourself. Right? Because if you can't maintain yourself, you're not going to be able to save the world and help other people either. And so that's my goal, is to help you understand this concept of, hey, you need to get money. And the only way to get money is through getting calls on the calendar for most of your businesses. So what to do if you have no money? Well, you're broke, right? Hold up. I got my sound somewhere.
You're fucking poor.
It's facts. You're broke, right? Good news, setters typically work on commission, right? So all the people that clicked off of this video early that didn't watch it all the way to the end, they're not going to know this because they're broke. That's why they're broke, because they can't focus their attention on a video for 8 minutes and 37 seconds, right? They just click off of the video. They don't really care. Good news, setters work on commission, right? Typically, setters make 5 to 10% of high-ticket sales, so that number ranges depending on what you're selling. If you're selling a $100,000 package, they might make less, they might make more. It depends what it is. Typically 5 to 7% is about industry standard, right? The harder it is to sell something, the more money that person is going to get. So if you have a $100,000 thing, it's going to be harder to sell, so the person's going to typically make a little bit more, right? Appointment setters typically make around 5 to 7%. Closers typically make around 10 to 20%. Usually, setter, just average, making $150 to $400 a close, depending on what you're doing. Now, big note, a lot of people come to me and say, hey, if I can book you 30 calls on your calendar, would that be of interest to you? You're broke, you're poor. Don't tell me that, because I get that every day. Please get out of my DMs if you're going to send me that. Pay per call is bullshit. Nobody cares about calls. Nobody cares about lead gen. People care about revenue gen. So if you can't generate revenue, you're never going to be able to make any money. So we don't want lead gen. We want revenue. We don't want leads. We want money. Again, we want money. right? So pay per call is bullshit. Don't fall for it. There's people that will come out here and tell you that it's the next big thing. You only have to pay whenever we book in a call. Bro, no, I'm not paying when you're booking in a call. I'm paying when you book in a qualified closed call. That's why we want a setter versus an agency. We don't want an agency. An agency is going to take the top off of that. You don't want that, right? You don't want somebody scraping the top off of every lead that's not qualified. What you want, you don't want a ton of calls, right? Like I book 200, 300 meetings a month, but I don't need that many calls to close the amount of leads that I'm getting. I would rather, just only have 5 calls a month that are ultra qualified than having 50 calls that are only 3 are qualified, right? We want qualified booked calls, not just pay per call. You don't want to get scammed by this because a lot of people will come to you. There's a lot of agencies out there. Oh, I can book you 30 calls. No, nobody cares, right? People care about money. We pay per close. So very, very important that we're only paying per close. Now, again, we want qualified calls, not booked calls. Anybody can afford a setter. So even if you're broke, you should be able to afford a setter. If you can't afford a setter, you probably don't have a good offer. Setters typically look for offers, right? Setters, more than anything, they're looking for good offers that they can make money off of, especially if they're working on commission. They are looking for a solid offer that's easier for them to sell than anything else. And so that's what you want to do as a setter, or as a business owner looking for a setter, you want to find people who have a need for a good offer, and then you want to match that need with a good offer, right? If your offer sucks, nobody's going to buy it. And I did a full video on offer. You can check that out. I forget what it was called, but you can go figure it out. It is on my YouTube channel from a few days ago. But where to find commission-based setters, right? So there's a few different places, right? You can go to Facebook. You can find a large list of unqualified setters that aren't really going to do anything for you. Or I also have a group. I have an inner circle program where we give you a large list of vetted, qualified setters. Again, not just paying, for a setter. You're paying for a qualified, vetted setter, someone who we've already searched through that we personally would hire if we had openings. This is our personal pipeline. So if you want that, just send me a DM on Instagram, on social media. I'll be happy to provide you with the setter. Just hit me up. And yeah, if you don't have any other questions, if you ever have anything, I got you back for life. So just hit me up on any of my platforms, comment section, wherever, whatever you want to see another video on, drop it down there, and I'll see you later. You can also get access to this resource in the description. So if you want to get this for free, it is completely free, no strings attached, down in the description. So I really appreciate you. I hope you have the best day of your life today. Go kill it. Peace.